Look, I want you to think about this for a second. Every great civilization in history, at some point, looked unstoppable. The Romans built one of the most powerful empires the world has ever seen. They had structure, discipline, military strength, organization. They dominated almost everything around them, and yet they still fell. Same thing with other civilizations. Ancient Egypt, once one of the most advanced societies of its time, lasted for thousands of years. And still, it didn't last forever. Even more recent examples deem powerful nations that seemed stable, collapsed, or changed completely after wars, internal conflict, or slow decay. So the question isn't, do civilizations fall? Because they all do. The real question is, why? And more importantly, are we any different? Because if you look closely, you'll start noticing something strange. Civilizations don't collapse suddenly. It's not one war, not one mistake, not one event. It's a process, slow, quiet, almost invisible. Let's take Rome, for example. People often say Rome fell because of invasions, barbarians, external enemies, attacks from outside. But that's not the full story, because by the time those invasions happened, Rome was already weak from within. Corruption, political instability, loss of discipline, people more focused on comfort than responsibility. The structure was already cracking, long before it collapsed. The outside pressure was just the final push. And this pattern repeats, again and again, throughout history. Internal weakness before external scoot, always. Now look at wars. Most people think wars destroy civilizations, but in many cases, wars only expose what was already broken. A strong, united society can survive conflict, but a divided, distracted, internally weak society falls much faster. Because when pressure comes, there's nothing solid holding it together. And here's the uncomfortable part. We like to believe that we are more advanced today, more intelligent, more aware, more evolved. But if you strip away the technology, if you remove the surface, human nature has not changed. We still avoid discomfort. We still chase pleasure. We still get divided over differences. Look at the world today. Endless distraction. People can't sit in silence anymore. Constant scrolling, constant stimulation, constant escape from reality. And it feels normal. But if you think about it, this level of distraction has never existed before. And distraction is not harmless, because a distracted mind cannot build anything meaningful. Another thing, division. Almost every collapsing civilization went through it. People stopped seeing each other as one group and started splitting into sides, different beliefs, different identities, different priorities. And instead of understanding, they fight, not always physically, but mentally. And once that happens, the foundation weakens, because unity is what holds things together. Without it, everything becomes fragile. Now let's talk about comfort, because this is one of the biggest factors. And most people don't even notice it. When life becomes too comfortable, people stop pushing themselves. They stop building, they stop improving, they stop thinking long term. They start living only for the moment, and slowly, discipline disappears. And without discipline, nothing lasts. This is not just history. This is human behavior. And that's why this matters. Because the same pattern that destroys civilizations exists in individuals. If you are constantly distracted, avoiding responsibility, choosing comfort over growth, you are following the same path, just on a smaller scale. And if enough individuals live like that, it reflects on society. That's how patterns repeat, not because history wants to repeat itself, but because humans don't change. Now, I'm not saying everything is collapsing right now. That's not the point. The point is awareness, because once you see the pattern, you start noticing it everywhere, in people, in systems, in yourself. And then you have a choice. You can continue living on autopilot, like most people, or You can step back and ask yourself, am I building something or just consuming everything? Am I growing or just staying comfortable? Am I thinking for myself or just following what's around me? These questions matter more than you think because civilizations don't fall in one day. They fade slowly. And by the time people realize it, it's already too late. So, no, this isn't just a history lesson. This is a reminder that strength, discipline, awareness are not optional. They are what keep everything standing. Without them, nothing lasts. Not a person, not a society, not even the strongest civilization. So the real question is not, why did they collapse? It's, what are we doing differently? And if the answer is nothing, then the outcome is not different either. All right, that's it. If this made you think even for a moment, then it did its job. Take a step back today. Observe, reflect, and don't just follow the pattern. I'll see you in the next one.